What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy Kenny, man. I'm back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF family show channel, people. Uh, Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the like button, and make sure you guys, if you can, donate to the channel. Hit the go to the Cash App, go to OBF, the real Cash App. Um, we got two stories here. We got one that's actually, for me, is actually very hilarious in a sense, and the other one is very real. Very serious. Um, when I tell people that when somebody, I, it's one thing of hearing somebody, it's another thing of listening to what they say. You have to listen, and listening means that you have to think. You have to use your brain, because just hearing somebody, you heard them, huh? I heard you, but what'd you say? That's what that is, right? Listening means you heard. I heard you. What's up? What you need? What's going on? That's the difference. Listen, Ted Cruz is big mad. He mad, people. He mad that they're gonna have a black woman on the Supreme Courts. And mind you, and let me just explain something to you. If Trump would have came out and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm only going to put a black woman on the Supreme Court," right? With the second pick that he got, that Trump had putting somebody on the Supreme Court, right? He said, "I'm only putting a woman." Well, where was the white men or anybody that upset about it? Where was Ted Cruz and them mad about it, saying, "Oh, why you just gonna put a man there? Why you just gonna put the first woman there? A woman Supreme Court judge on there. Why you just putting a woman on there? What about the men?" You can always use that argument, right? So when you hear the Ted Cruz and them get mad about Joe Biden saying, "I'm only picking a black woman to be on the Supreme Court," okay, so what? So what? I wouldn't even get mad if the next Republican come in and they get a Supreme Court pick to put on the bench. They say, "Well, look, I'm only picking a white man." I wouldn't give a fuck. Because you know why I wouldn't care? Because I give a fuck about if they qualified. If they qualified and they got the right state of mind of understanding that, yeah, you go by the Constitution, but you understand that the country has to move forward, not backwards or stand still. We have to move forward. That's always my issues with Supreme Court judges. And even with politicians, that's always my issue with politicians here. You get what I'm saying? That's always my issues of when we vote for these presidents and these politicians. Like, is they about the future, or they just about not changing anything? Let shit just be how it is, or let's go back to how shit used to be. No, I don't want to go back to how shit used to be. I don't want that. Because everything everything back in the day was not good, not great at all. Why the fuck we want to go backwards? Let's go forward. Let's progress. Let's do better. Let's do more inclusion. Let's have more different people showing their different perspectives that actually cares about other people. I don't want to go backwards to no racist shit. But anyway, let's just move on. Ted Cruz is big mad because, matter of fact, I got to let y'all hear this. Shout out to Dr. Richie from Undisputed. Nothing but love and respect for that for Big Bro. He does great things over there at TYT. So shout out to Dr. Richie, man, and Undisputable. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel as well.
Ted Cruz is upset because Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson would not drink his coffee. Here it is.
So I'll tell you a couple of interesting just moments from meeting in my office. Number one, when she was there, I offered her and everyone there some Cuban coffee. As a Cuban American, I sometimes, when people come to my office, we make Cuban coffee. And she turned down the Cuban coffee, which I got to say, anyone that turns down coffee, I'm highly suspect of.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Cuban.
Listen, man. Listen. I don't. I'm real. I'm dead serious about this, people. It's a real genuine question for people. Do y'all understand how stupid he sounds? How insecure of a little man that he is? I'm not shocked that he's insecure and he's a little man. What up, LT? I'm not shocked about that. But do you understand how much of a pussy ass motherfucker you got to be, how insecure you have to be as a person to get mad because somebody don't want no coffee? Maybe they already had a couple of cups. People, I hadn't been to places where people offered me something to drink and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you anyway. And I guarantee you they probably said, no, thank you anyway. Ted Cruz, man. I listen, dude. Listen. My honest opinion, like some of these people, they won't go away, right? Even if like Ted Cruz, he lost his Senate seat and shit, he wouldn't go away. That's why he created this podcast. This dude really act like he's irrelevant. Like he actually makes sense. You don't make any sense. You sound just like a bitch. You bitch and whine all the time. No, because she wouldn't accept your coffee? Somebody that don't accept the Cuban coffee? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, man, listen, I can't make this up. Let's go back and listen to it again. I can't make this up. How petty and stupid and idiotic this man is. This is the same man when people ain't have electricity and people was dying because of freezing temperatures in Texas. He hopped this pussy ass on a plane to go to Mexico. But mind you, he don't like Mexico though. He don't like Mexican immigrants. But you want to go to their country though. Man, I'm Mexico. I will ban his ass. He can't come here. The fuck out here. Ted Cruz can't come here. Boy, listen, boy. Nah, man, let me move on.
Not drink his coffee. Here it is.
So I'll tell you a couple of interesting just moments from meeting in my office. Number one, when she was there, I offered her and everyone there some Cuban coffee. As a Cuban American, I sometimes, when people come to my office, we make Cuban coffee. And she turned down the Cuban coffee, which I got to say, anyone that turns down coffee, I'm highly suspect of.
Yeah. Talking about people, you know how stupid that is? I need y'all to understand what he said. He said that people that turn down coffee, I'm highly suspect of them. People, I don't drink coffee. So am I high? You know what I mean? Is something wrong with me because I don't drink coffee? There's plenty of people that don't drink fucking coffee. What the fuck are you talking about, Ted Cruz? Listen, Ted Cruz is very educated. He's not a dumb person. I need people to understand it. He may say stupid shit out of his mouth just like this, but Ted Cruz ain't stupid. He may be a bigot or racist, whatever you may want to call him, but he ain't stupid. Ain't no way impossible that I'm suspect of people that don't drink coffee. Who the fuck says stupid shit like that? But like I said, it is nothing but culture wars. Culture war talk. Oh, I'm suspect she don't drink coffee. Or people that don't drink coffee. How do you don't know if she drink coffee or not? That's number one. And then number two, if she doesn't drink coffee, okay. Some people don't drink coffee. I know plenty of fucking people that don't drink coffee. I ain't saying I never drunk coffee before, but I'm just saying I don't drink coffee. That's not my thing. I don't like coffee. First of all, I gotta put way too much motherfucking sugar in coffee, and I don't like sugar like that. I try to stay away from as much sugar as I can. So, only way I can drink coffee, I like my shit sweet. Okay, I like, what I mean, and pause on that. You know what I mean? But I like my coffee with, a little sweetness in it. I can't drink that shit bland and, just black and, you know what I'm saying? But I don't drink coffee. When the last time I ever fucking drunk some coffee? People, I probably was about fucking like, I might drink some coffee. I think I was living with my dad when I lived with my dad for like a year and a half. I think that's the last time I ever drank coffee. People, I was like 13, 14 years old. I don't fucking drink coffee, people. That's not my thing. I don't fuck around with coffee. This dude talking about I'm highly suspicious of somebody that don't drink coffee. Well, I'm highly suspicious that your bitch ass ran out on the people in Texas when they was going through that situation with the power outage and shit like that and freezing measures that was going there, situation that was going there with the snow and freezing, and you took your pussy ass on that trip and tried to lie and blame it on your kids. Just like the coward that you are. Blamed it on your kids. Be a man. Say you ran because it was too cold. You ain't had no electricity in your house, bitch. Pussy. And people still vote for him. After he did that shit, if I'm his supporters, I'm like, oh, he a coward. He just was going to leave us stuck here. And he was going to go live his best life. Ain't gonna help out getting no water out. He come back and all of a sudden he want to get water and shit out. Man, please, man. Anyway, man. Let's move on, people.
I enjoyed the Cuban coffee.
Anybody who's an elected U.S. senator amid a natural disaster decides to take a vacation and leave the state that he represents, I'm highly suspect of, Ted Cruz, when you did that, remember? Here's the truth. I wouldn't take a damn cup of coffee from Ted Cruz either. All right. So that's a criticism. He did not vote for her in her current position, by the way. He is likely not to vote and support her now. She was right for not accepting that coffee. Ted says he met with.
Let me say this too. That's why I said she in the current position that she is in. He didn't vote for her either. And like I said, he didn't. It's not because she ain't qualified. She's very qualified. It's because she's a Democrat. It's because I even would say it's more because she's a Democrat than she's black. But we know it's partly because she's black too. But because he's a racist, so I don't put nothing past a racist like Ted Cruz. But he's mainly not fucking, he mainly didn't vote for her because she was a Democrat. Never mind. Let's move on, people. And like Dr. Richie said, I wouldn't have drunk his goddamn coffee either, a cocksucker.
the SCOTUS nominee, and she turned down his coffee, made him highly suspect. Now, I want to remind you of Lindsey Graham. Remember, Lindsey Graham said before the nominee was chosen, he said, oh, you know, this will make the Supreme Court look more like America. That's what he said. And I told you when I read his statement on Indisputable, he'll change his mind because Lindsey Graham has no backbone. He always bends in ways that defy medical science. And he did. As soon as
no. Lindsey Graham, excuse me, Dr. Richie, he whatever way that Trump goes, he'll go. He'll try some shit out to go against Trump, but then Trump say some shit, or he gets some backlash from Trump and Trump peoples, then he switch his ass back over because he a pussy. Just like Ted Cruz. Motherfucker called your wife ugly. I can never take you serious. I can never respect you. Just because another man called your wife ugly and you still support him. Look at my wife and look at his wife. Who says that? Grown-ass men don't talk like that. Grown-ass men do not talk like that, people. I don't give a fuck if we in the heat of debate or not, or we arguing. No grown-ass man talking about my woman look better than yours. You say you beefing with your boy, or you beefing with another dude, and you like, oh, man, fuck you. Look at your wife. She ugly too. My wife look way better than yours. Grown-ass men don't do that. And then this cocksucker still supported them and still was sitting there on the phone, doing the phone shit, the phone drive, whatever the fuck it's called, on the phone looking like a sucker. I can't respect nobody like that. Nobody, you call my wife ugly, nigga, we ain't cool. We'll never be cool. You don't disrespect people, not disrespect my people. That disrespect my family, my folks. I don't know where the fuck they do that at and act like we supposed to be good. First of all, you might get fucked up for coming where I come from. I ain't condoning violence, but I'm just telling you. These are those type of things that can possibly happen where I come from. And it's more than possible that will happen. Call another man or another man's woman or wife or girl or even baby mama and thinking that's gonna fly? Yeah, all right. I don't know where the fuck they do that. Okay. Ted Cruz, you a sucker. Fuck out of here. You want to talk about a sister. Don't want to drink your pussy ass coffee. She's suspect. You suspect letting another man disrespect your wife in front of the world. And you still bow down and kiss the ring, you pussy ass motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here, Ted Cruz. I don't even know how Ted Cruz's wife still respects him. Honestly. I don't know how his kids respect him. You seen Kellyanne Conway, her daughter? Her daughter don't respect her. Let's move on, man.
We have a nominee. He then says, the radical left has won, even though he voted to confirm Judge Jackson in her current position. And here's what Tucker Carlson said. Need I remind you?
So it might be time for Joe Biden to let us know what Ketanji Brown Jackson's LSAT score was. What the hell is she doing the LSATs? Why wouldn't he tell us that?
First of all, Tucker Carlson, you're a very intelligent dude. Right? Real talk. Right? You got big money. You're one of the biggest talk show hosts in America. Top guy. You big boss. Because we know you don't research shit. How about you get that $1 million team you got of researchers to research her grades. How about you do that? Why are you asking Joe Biden to do that? First of all, I would think that you would know that. Ooh, I'm sorry. You're not a real journalist. You're not even a real analyst. You're a reality star. That's what, I'm sorry. That's what Tucker Carlson is, people. He's not even a real journalist. He's not even a real analyst. See, I'm an analyst. I actually research and take my shit seriously. Because I don't want to be sitting here lying to people. Or making up shit just because I can. You got the team and the money to back you to find out these things. Why don't you know that? Why don't you tell your team that? I guarantee you her shit is high. But you didn't want to do that. You just want to throw that red meat out there to your dumbass viewers and your dumbass supporters. To act like she ain't qualified. When if you found out what you can do the research on, you can find that out easily. That's not hard for you to do. Tucker, I know, but I ain't going to tell you because I'd rather for you to find out for yourself and tell yourself. And tell your viewers it. And let me explain something to you again when people bring that shit up. People, she made it to law school. She made it to law school. It's not like you trying to get in the military. In the military school. You're talking about somebody that's trying to be a fucking lawyer. Somebody that went to Harvard. One of the biggest colleges in the world. Top 5 in the world. She got into Harvard. And this motherfucker acting like how she became a lawyer. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, man? But, stupid people that follow Tucker Carlson act like, oh, he makes sense. Why didn't Biden do that? A bunch of stupid people. The same type of stupid people that rock with Tucker Carlson and these dumbass Republicans, a lot of them can't even hold her coat. They can't even hold her coat. Just ridiculous, man. This country we're going to hell, man.
Tell us that. That would settle the question conclusively as to whether she's a once-in-a-generation legal talent, the next learned hand.
Let me just go.
And let me say this: once-in-a-generational talent. Listen, that's Biden respective. Of course, she ain't the only one that's probably very qualified for that position. Of course not. But she's qualified. Biden sees something in her that he likes. I'm not here to defend Biden, but I'm just saying. Tucker Carlson, she's more qualified than Amy Byrd. She's more qualified than Kavanaugh. She's way more qualified than them. What the fuck are you talking about? See, you would know that, or you do know that, and you intentionally on some racist shit. Because I know that, because I looked the sister up and I looked at the accomplishments that Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Byrd, whatever the fuck her name is, and I look at the sister Jackson, her shit. And she's way more qualified than those two put together. But we all know why you saying what you're saying, little tuck tuck. You're saying it because she's black. That's all it's about. We understand why you doing what you're doing, little tuck tuck, little racist son of a bitch. Because it's working for you. Racism is working for you right now, you little bastard.
Reverend Haynes on this one.
That he wants to see the LSAT scores of Ketanji Brown. Hold on, Tuck Tuck. Little Tuck Tuck. You want to see her LSAT scores?
Please make sure you check out that entire damn sermon on the Indisputable YouTube page.
Yeah, that pastor humiliated the shit out of little Tuck Tuck. Called the nigga, called it little Tuck Tuck. Fucking sad. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We gonna come right back with this other story about the brother, the director of the Black Panther, of how he got mistreated in the bank, and we're gonna talk about the black sister that basically put our brother in danger. Almost could have got him murdered, could have got him killed. We'll talk about that after the commercial break. We'll be right back, people.
Hey guys, it's Shay, member of OBF The Squad. I've been kicking it out here for over 6 years, which means I'm not new to this shit. I'm straight up true to it. I believe in the intent, the mission of this channel, which is to uplift, to inspire, and to educate. Here at OBF, we talk about everything. We cover the latest and greatest. You're going to get our opinions. We definitely cover the facts. You're going to get it 100% raw, uncut, and straight up real. So come on over to OBF and come kick it with your girl. Holla!
I said, hey, yo, it's your boy Weezy, straight out there, L. Opinion but facts, hottest show on the internet. We talk about everything from religion, politics, race, it doesn't matter. We're not running for any topic. So if you want to be in the building, come and join the discussion. Shout out to my boy Kenny from starting this platform. And I'm thankful just to be a part of it. So when you come in the building, keep it funky like gym shoes. So we keeps it popping like Orville Redenbach. How about that? And those are the facts. One time.
This your man LT, member of OBF The Real. Subscribe to the channel where we talk about sports, politics, issues, race, whatever you like positive. Subscribe to my brother Kenny channel, Opinion But Facts, where we keep it real. OBF for life.
All right, people, we back. Let's get into this situation with the brother from the director that directed the Black Panther. I think they got the sequel coming out as well. So the brother is very wealthy. The brother is very intelligent. The brother is doing positive things. It's just weird, man. This story to me is very it's heartbreaking in so many different respects, because all right, it was a black sister that did this, a black person that did this, that called on him. And I always keep telling black people a lot of the time, a lot of our black people, somehow black people are putting us in danger. When I talk about Candace Owens, I mean that she puts us in danger. This sister put this brother in danger. Listen, I don't know the sister like that, but I don't know if she a sellout or nothing like that, but she put this brother in danger. And we have a real serious problem, and I keep telling y'all, we got a real serious problem of of trusting our own people. Giving our people the benefit of the doubt. But we'll give that white man or that other race of person, that other minority person, the benefit of the doubt. But we won't do it with our own people. And that's what's heartbreaking about this story. She didn't even do protocol. She just straight called the police on this brother. And could have got him killed. Could have got this brother murdered. She pulled the Kern move. You know it's not safe for black people to be getting the police called on them in this day and time. And this sister did that. Sad. Let's get into it.
So many of you saw, we talked about earlier this week, the story that what happened to Ryan Coogler at a Bank of America in Atlanta in January. He goes to the bank. He's trying to withdraw $12,000 of his own money out of his account. Hands the teller a note. She thinks he robbing a joint. She goes to the manager. They call the cops. So first I want to do this here. I want to first play the 911 recording so y'all can listen to what the teller, what they actually said when they called the cops. Watch this.
Customer passed me a note, and so I just told my manager I didn't feel comfortable. So he told me to call police while he just stalls. What's on the note, ma'am? It just says I want to withdraw $12,000. Just be discreet. Is this an actual customer, or are they?
First of all, time out. That is not exactly what the note says. The brother says, if I'm not mistaken, because he wrote him out, I'm gonna put the note up. The note says, and I'm paraphrasing it because I need to see it again. Rolling gonna put it up, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit more about the note. He's basically saying he want to withdraw $12,000 out of his account. His account. Out of I think his account or my account. I think that's what he said, right? So he's basically telling you that he's trying to do it out his account. And he just, after that, he says, can you be discreet about it? Can you be discreet about it? Because I don't want people to know, he basically saying he didn't want people to, he didn't want to make a big scene. Because you don't want people to know how much money you taking out the bank. Like, celebrities have to be careful. And you know what was crazy about it? The brother only went in there by himself, right? He had his boys and shit was outside. They didn't even come in the bank. His boys was outside. So it wasn't like his boys was in there with him. They was outside. So I don't know what the fuck she was so scared of. But anyway, let's move on. So basically, she not even telling the 911 dispatcher the whole truth. Because we're going to read the note again of exactly what he said on the note. And then I know people going to be like, well, Kenny, it is a little suspicious that he would write that down on a note. You could see how she could take that as something that like they about to get robbed. She got scared. No. No. Hit that matumbo. No. We get ready to prove to you that it was no reason for her to be scared. No reason. Let's move on.
Or are they trying to rob the bank? They had a debit card and he inserted it. He gave me a California ID, but I was like, okay.
Tom, did you hear? She says he had the debit card. He used the debit card. He showed ID. So what was you scared of? What was you scared of? First of all, if a motherfucker robbing the bank, they ain't telling you, oh, can you withdraw $12,000 out of my account? They gonna tell you to put that shit in the bag and don't say nothing. And if you move, I'ma shoot you, I'ma kill you. That's what a person that's gonna rob a bank says in a note. What? And he showed you ID? And he had the debit card? And you still was scared? Yeah, all right. We got to be very skeptical of this sister. Sorry. She may not be a sister of ours. This bitch may be an agent. And I don't want to call her a bitch. I take that back. This woman may be an agent. Because there's no way impossible you scared. Somebody give you a note, tell you, hey, can I get $12,000 out of my account? And can you keep it discreet? Don't tell nobody, basically, right? And then they put the debit card in. You see the debit card. You ask for ID. They give you the ID. That's why I never understood when, like it happened to this brother. I guess the check didn't kind of go through or something like that or whatever. And they called the police on the brother. But the brother, when you cash in a check, you got to show ID. What bank robber you know that's going to show ID? What thief you know is going to show their ID? Oh, we just dealing with stupid people. Listen, man. Black people, we got to do better. We got to stop doing the work for white supremacy, man. Real talk. God damn.
Okay, I was like, how do you want the cash back? And he's like, just look at the note. And he had no weapons, correct? Not that I know of. He just has on black sunshades.
Man, listen, the reason that he was doing that is because he knew how much money he was trying to take out. Discreet mean that kind of just look at the note. You looked at... Never mind. Let's move on, man. Let's move on, people.
Black, a black cat. Is he a black male, white male? He's a black male. And every time I ask him like a question, he's like, look at the note. So, but he inserted his debit card, and then I asked for his ID. He handed me his ID as a California ID. But I didn't look at his name because I'm just like so shook up. Like, I don't know.
You ever said this ghetto bitch? Anyway, I'm sorry. Listen, hey, people, listen. All right, it's a California ID. That means he ain't from the state. If you need to see his face, sir, because he had a mask on. Sir, can you pull down your mask so I can actually see who you are? That's all you had to do. And let me tell you why that is possible that can happen, people. I went to my bar today, right? Right? Usually I pay cash for shit. I keep a little pocket money on me, you know what I mean? But usually, like, I usually order my shit, you know, I use my card and shit. I order shit, but I don't really usually. I keep cash in just in case I go to certain stores that I do go to, like my bar, because my bar don't take. I didn't go to my regular bar. I went to a bar up the street from me, right? and they take debit and cash too, right? But the one bar, my main bar that I go to, that got good prices for for my beer and stuff, they only take cash in there. They don't take cards. They don't take debit cards or Visa cards or whatever, right? They don't take that. So I know this bar up the street that I go to that take cash and debit cards, and take, credit cards or whatever, right? They usually ask you for ID. Mainly because they want to know if you're old enough. Number two, that's just what they do when it comes to cards. Like if you're using a debit card or credit card, they usually ask you for that. And they asked me, they looked at the ID, can you take down the mask? Because they couldn't see my face because I had my mask on. I took my mask down. It's not hard to do that. Like, this shit is not rocket scientist shit here, people. This is people using common sense. She could not have been that shook. Sorry to tell you. You cannot be that shook. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong about this, usually in a bank, the bank teller is kind of behind a bulletproof glass, right? If I'm not mistaken. Y'all let me know that in the chat. But I believe they behind a bulletproof glass or whatever, right? I could be wrong about that. But it still doesn't make any sense of why she was so scared. He just said, ma'am, just look at the note. He didn't want to talk too much because he was how much money he was taking out. Because the note says, be discreet. Can you be discreet about it? But nah, she couldn't do that because she was so afraid. And then you went to your manager, and the manager should be fired as well. He said, well, call the police. Instead of the manager coming over and figuring out what the fuck was going on, you the manager. But your reaction was to call the police. The manager should be fired just as such as that woman as well. Let's move on.
What you trying to do? So I just told him, give me one moment. I have to get my manager.
Okay, so none of that information was even verified. Okay. You might just want to be discreet, but I have police around.
Mind you, she says, even a 911 dispatcher says, so you didn't even look at the information. You didn't even figure out what was going on. You just went to your assumption. The man gave you the debit card and his ID. Listen, this sister should be fired, and the manager should be fired. The police that pulled out their guns, because that's what happens as well in this. I'm getting a little too far of the story for y'all, but they should be suspended. I ain't gonna say they should be fired, but they should be suspended. Because you gotta understand, they're walking into something. I'm not even that mad at the police because they're walking into something, and now I'm gonna get into the police because I believe they should have handled this better as well. But I'm not that mad at them because you get in a 911 call from the dispatcher telling you that it's a possible robbery. And all this is because of this dumbass sister wouldn't do her job fully. She automatically got scared. Anyway, how many times that bank got robbed? That's what I need to know. For you to be that scared. Because he gave you a note.
He might. It's just being weird.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, this is a black woman who's calling. Y'all, she tells the cops, yo, he gave me this note. I want to withdraw $12,000. Be discreet. Y'all, here's the letter. Here's the notice. This is what Ryan Coogler, y'all. This is what Ryan Coogler gave to her. I would like to withdraw $12,000 from my checking account. How she skipped that part?
He said, I would like to withdraw $12,000 from $12,000 cash. Withdraw $12,000 cash from my account. Let me ask you a question, people. What was weird about that? If you read the note, what was weird about that? What robber do you know that speaks that way? I have seen notes of robbers giving notes to the bank tellers, and it doesn't sound anything like that. Nothing. We got a real problem in this. We got a real problem. Something that's going on around in the universe, especially mainly in this country. The atmosphere of what's going on in this country is weird. And I'm truly starting to believe when I tell y'all, and motherfuckers be thinking I be joking, or motherfuckers think I be going way too far with this. We amongst stupid people in America. A lot of people do not use common sense anymore. And see, what the politicians doesn't understand, when you fearmonger the way that you do, even when it comes to black people or whatever it may be, when you fearmonger, you scare the fuck out of people to the point where they stop using common sense. They stop using their brain. They just only going off of reactions. This make not seem right. People, we're not in, like, nobody's attacking America but Americans. You can't blame this on Al-Qaeda or some shit. We on edge the way we are. We very scared of one another. We scared of one another, and we ain't scared of the Taliban. You can't even blame the Muslims for this. That even as Muslims Americans, you can't blame them. This is that the people in the country are listening to politicians fearmonger. And then when real shit do happen, right? These same politicians downplay it. The seriousness of real issues. So you have the American people stuck on, some of the American people stuck on stupid. This is a prime example of it. There's no way this woman should have been scared for her life. No way impossible. It was nothing for, she said it was weird. She didn't even say she was scared. It was just weird. Lady, listening to you calling the police was weird for me. But I wouldn't assume that you some type of fucking robber or killer or something. I wouldn't call the police on your weird ass. Motherfucker give you a debit card and ID and on the note to tell you I would like A bank robber ain't gonna tell you what they like. They gonna tell you what they want. And you bet not do it. And if you do it, come on. Mind you, people, when I tell you people are trained for this, they got trained for shit like this when certain shit like this happens. They train for when people are trying to rob them. When people leave notes or try to rob people. This is not normal behavior. I need people to understand this. This is not normal. This comes from politicians fear-mongering. Scaring the fuck out of people for no apparent reason. And when real shit happens, they downplay the real shit. They downplay the shit that you should be fearing. That the American people should fear. They fearmonger over shit that we shouldn't be fearing. Got a lot of these stupid people in America on edge over stupid shit. But anyway, let's move on.
And calling the cops. Oh, I felt uncomfortable. I didn't know. He handed me a note. He had shades on. Damn. I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account.
First of all, how about you ask the brother to take off his shades and his glasses so you can identify him on the ID, so you know it's him. Oh, we just deal with. We're amongst stupid people. Listen, people. She could have got this brother murdered. It got this brother killed, man. Real talk. And that's the sad part about it. Could have got this brother killed. And that's what bothers me more than anything. She could have got him killed. Yeah, the embarrassment, it is what it is. But she could have got him killed. That was the worst thing that could have happened to him in this whole scenario. Yeah, the embarrassment, the brother would get over it. The brother didn't even talk about it because it was so embarrassing for him. It just came out somehow, you know how shit is. A lot of shit, you can't hide a lot of shit now because everything's on camera. Big brother is everywhere.
Account. Yo, roll a video. Watch what happens when the cops roll up on Ryan in the bank.
Hold on, people. Commercial.
Early, and Jay here is making scrambled eggs for Tommy, and it's gotta happen fast.
Hey, sir. Hey, man. Do me a favor, man. Come this way. Put your hand behind your back. Got it. Is any reason y'all doing this, bro? Give me 1 second. Hold on.
No, Tom. Let me ask you a question. Let me not ask a question. Let me throw this out here. The police. You come into a situation. The brother is still standing there. If he was going to rob the place, he'd have been left. He would have demanded, bitch, you taking too long. Have you ever seen a bank robbery that a bank robber stand around and wait? Listen, people, I have never seen somebody that was trying to And I knew people that did this, right? I have never seen somebody that was trying that had a false check, that was trying to cash a check or get something out of somebody's stole a credit card or whatever. I seen people do this. You know what I mean? I knew people that did shit like this. If the bank teller and shit was taking too long to give them the money and shit like that, they would just leave that shit and roll out. Because they would just get, paranoid and get nervous to thinking that they most likely caught on. Right? People, people do not stick around when they're trying to commit a crime. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why a lot of people in America just don't use common sense anymore. I don't understand. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like a lot of people in this country are so dumbed down. So dumbed down. There's no way impossible this man stays around for the police. Or like even if he was trying to rob the place or try to get over on some shit, whatever she thought in her mind, why would he still stay there that long? Listen, people, I know some dumb criminals out here, but when people rob banks, they're not that dumb. They may make some mistakes, but that doesn't mean they don't make that they dumb. It's very hard to rob a bank. It's not easy like people think. It's like you go into a mom and pop store or some shit like that, or McDonald's and rob it. Like that's easy to rob. But to go into a bank and try to rob a bank, it is hard. That's usually that's why people have more than one person helping them rob a bank, so they can control the situation, control the atmosphere. It's very, very hard for people to rob banks now. Definitely now. Because soon that person come in with the threat, everybody got a button they can hit. Poop, hit that bitch. Police coming. You can't even get in the back where the money is unless they start threatening the customer, put the gun to, but it takes strategy. This shit is sad, man. And let me get back to the police. Listen, you say, hey, brother, hey, can you step away? Can you come in? Or something like that, I think he said. And then he was like, can you put your hands behind your back? The dude that's behind him is another brother that's a cop. He pulled his gun out. What are you pulling your gun out for? What the fuck are you pulling your gun out for? You already have the upper hand on that person. These police are so quick to pull their guns out. You way bigger than this brother as well. And the first thing you do is to grab your gun. You don't even know what the situation is and you pull it. I'd rather for you to pull your gun out on me soon you get there. Soon you approach me, have your gun out. Don't pull your gun out when you get close to me. Acting like, oh, I'm making the wrong move. Because that's usually what that is. Have your fucking gun out right away. Don't pull your fucking gun out when you still approaching me, and then when I move a little bit, then you start pulling your gun out. Because any little flinch that you think I'm doing something, he could have had a phone. I think he did have a phone in his hand. And you see, and I'm looking at, see how the brother the officer grab his gun. I don't know if he's seen the phone or he just seen the brother just turn around like, what? If he had a trigger finger, if that cop would have had a real trigger finger, I ain't even gonna say that. If this brother would have just got a little aggressive, said, what? For what? Hey man, whoa, don't touch me. Shit could have went totally left. That's why I said this brother could have got murdered. This lady could have got this brother killed. Because a lot of times that'll probably be my reaction. I'm like, I probably been like, what? What are you talking about? What's the problem? What's the problem, sir? What's the problem, officer? What? Put my hands behind my back for what? Explain to me why I got to do that. And mind you, he didn't even know it was a cop behind him. The cop behind him is the one that drew his gun. Imagine that. This brother could have got killed, murdered, because of this woman not doing her fucking job. Or whatever the fuck her agenda was or why she didn't do what she's supposed to do. He gave you ID and his debit card. And if you wanted to make sure he was taking the situation, wanted to make sure the situation was, it was right or whatever, or make sure it was him. Sir, can you pull down your mask and take off your glasses for me, please? Thank you. Just to make sure everything, It wouldn't have been a problem. It wouldn't have got to this point. Let's move on. But the police, the brother ain't asking like, what the fuck is going on? You know what he did when the brother asked what's going on? You know what he did? He go talk to the manager. Fuck the manager. Go talk to the person that you're accusing of doing something. Come talk to him. You want to go to the manager. Oh, yeah, and we know the manager is white. I just seen the manager. Oh, call the police. What? It's your job to go out there and figure out what the fuck is going on. Coward. Just don't call the police. Let's move on, man. Matter of fact, let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back with a quick commercial break, man. This shit is pissing me off badly, man. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, people.
It's your boy Nick Martin, OBF squad member. Man, we keep it all the way 100 or even 1,000,000%. I've been in the squad for a very long time, and let me tell you, this is the truth right here. If you want realness, content right here, go to Opinion Buff X, the realest channel ever. We talk about politics, sports, and the whole 9 yards. Get involved, stay in tune. This is OBF Squad right here. Opinion Buff X, the realest.
OBF means the word to me. It has changed my life. Ever since I've been rocking with the show years ago. OBF means the word to me, and it is my family. And I love being a part of the squad. We stand for morals. OBF for life. Peace and love to the world.
Hey, this is your girl T Baby. The reason why OBF Real is the realest show out of all channels. I shouldn't say all channels, but the reason why we...
All right, I'm back, people. That's that bullshit, man. I don't like stories like this because, shit could have went so many different ways that this brother could have Could have got murdered, man. And this shit is just, it's crazy, man. Let's move on.
I really should have did it. You know what I mean? What's going on, my man? Trying to throw money on my phone. You said what? Yeah, what? This your phone? Yeah, sir.
Now, mind you, they escorting him, they handcuff him and then take him out of the bank. And I'm still trying to figure out, why didn't you just talk to that man while he's right there? You didn't even probably have to put handcuffs on him. Could have just rolled up to, hey, sir, can we talk to you for a minute? I think we may be having an issue. Not for sure yet, but we may be having an issue. Can I pat you down? We got a call. And you know, you fit the description, and so we come in here and we got an issue. Things we could be wrong about this. The situation could be wrong. The situation may not be what it is, but we got a call about it. Can we pat you down to make sure you ain't got no weapons on you? And you been detained, sir. That's all they had to do. They had to put this brother in handcuffs and escort him out of the bank, humiliating him. Talk to him. Get whatever the situation is straight. But they chose to put him in handcuffs and escort him out of the building to talk to him about something that could have been taken care of inside of the building. Let's go. Let's move on.
What are you wearing under this, brother? Black t-shirt on. Black t-shirt, black skull cap. Black shirt. No. Wait, what? Listen to what he's saying.
Have you ever?
No, I am listening.
Okay. Have you ever considered speaking to them about what it is you're trying to do prior to doing?
So can I explain something to you, bro? Yeah. I went to CVS out here the other day to get a vaccine. I came outside, somebody was smoking in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? I was getting a vaccine. Yeah. I'm not trying to fuck around out here, bro. Like, I'm not saying out loud how much money I'm taking up. That's why I'm writing down.
I'm not talking about speaking to somebody like that. I'm saying, hey, can I speak to a manager in an office somewhere? Have you ever considered doing something?
I'm gonna consider it now that y'all fucking drew guns on me. I was trying to take money out. But up to this point, at every Bank of America I ever gone to in my entire fucking life, just never happened. You know what I'm saying? So y'all explaining y'all perspective, right? Y'all the ones with guns and vests. You know what I'm saying? What's my perspective? What's my perspective? At the bank, she never said it was a fucking problem, bro. I said, hey, is that gonna be okay with you? She said, yeah. I put my own card in, put my own pin in. She asked to see my ID. I gave it to her. Yeah. And she goes in the back, and I'm waiting for the and then the people keep coming out, hey, they taking care of you, everything's okay, it's taking a little while. Next thing I hear fucking Glocks. I hear Glocks getting pulled out. That's what I hear. I hear
Thank
Glocks
you. And mind you, I believe his perspective. Because it makes sense. From what I've seen, it makes sense. So the teller that called the police on the brother, she didn't do her fucking job. She assumed something that this brother was doing. He said, I'll put my debit card in there. He said, it's not going to be a problem. She says, no. He said, okay, he said, I'll put my debit card in. He's like, and then I gave her my ID. What motherfucker you know is trying to rob a bank and they give you their ID? What are you so weirded out about or scared about? She could have got this brother killed. Like you said, all I know, I hear Glocks pulled out on me. This is my perspective. I get y'all perspective. She never said anything was wrong. And I believe him. Because even when you listen to the 911 tape, she just said, I just think it's weird. She didn't see anything wrong. The brother wasn't aggressive with her. He just said, oh, listen, the note, be discreet. So I was at CBS, I was getting vaccinated. Come out, people in the parking lot. Smoking and shit. You know what I mean? He may not be this popular star like that, but somebody could recognize who the fuck he is. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't matter if somebody don't recognize you. If somebody think you got money, they gonna rob you. If they a robber, if they out here, they being desperate and they robbing people. This is like ridiculous. She could have got this man killed. Now let me ask you a question. Remember we did the story? We just talking about Candace Owens in the last video. Last live stream. You think Candace Owens would talk about this situation? And this ain't got nothing to do with racism to me, to a certain extent. It probably got some type of race in it somehow, some way, but it's not that big of, race is not at the top of it. But Candace Owens don't talk about these stories. It seems like the cops was brothers. Because they was in Atlanta. The manager should be fired just as well as the bank teller, because he should have known better. If she thought it was some type of issue, what do you mean? He gave me a note. Okay, well, what did it say on the note? Okay, is he demanding anything? No. Did he give some type of debit card or check, ID? None of that seemed like it wasn't said or asked. The man just said, well, go ahead and call the police then. What? What type of manager is that? Usually the manager will call the police. If their employee come to them and tell them some shit like that, man, let's move on, man.
Glass getting pulled out from unholstering. Hey, sir, can I talk to you for a minute? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So you see my perspective. Yeah.
And then mind you, that was misrepresenting what they were saying, because that never happened. Until they handcuffed them and took them out of the goddamn building and put them in a police car. And actually, till he got out. They didn't talk to him. They demanded for him to do something, but they didn't talk to him. Sir, can you come here for a minute? That didn't happen. Then he was like, put your hands behind your back. They didn't have a conversation with this brother. They handcuffed him. Well, they basically lied. Can I talk to you for a minute? Lied. Can you put your hands behind your back? They handcuff him. And he is still asking, what the hell is going on? And they escort him out of the building. Never explained to him what was going on. Until they got out, put him in a police cruiser. And then after, I guess, they kind of figured out what was going on from the bank teller or whatever the situation was. And then they talked to the brother. After they done all fucked up. The police, the bank teller, and the manager. They all fucked up. Embarrassed this brother. In public. On viral. For the world now, because the body cam is out. We seeing it. That's what I'm looking at right now. This shit is sad, man. It is sad.
Yeah, so I mean,
How many officers you got on that?
It's not.
Crystal, the man is at the bank chilling, and next thing he hears is click, click.
And mind you, and what I do respect about this brother, he never used that, you know what, I'm the director of Black Panther, motherfucker. I've been on TV, motherfucker. Some people know me. A lot of people know who the fuck I am. I directed Black Panther and the sequel that's coming up. I'm doing that now. Or I have done it. And it's getting ready to come out in a couple of months now. From now. He never used a celebrity. Even though people probably didn't even know who directed Black Panther. Some people do know. He did walk the black carpet. He did do promos. So he's very known. He may not be known as the stars of the shit, but he's known. People know who the fuck he is, but he still didn't use his fame and his wealth and who he was, his popularity. He didn't use that. That's why I salute and I shout out that brother. He stood on, why the fuck are you doing that? I would think that they would think that he got to be somewhat important for a motherfucker to write you a note and say, be discreet about it, please. Because we know we got stupid rappers that'll go into a bank and want everybody know what they taking out the bank. We done seen that. He been a responsible citizen, a responsible brother, and he get guns drawn on him. Sad. Let's move on.
And if y'all roll the video, again, I don't talk over it. You know, roll the bank inside the bank. Right? If Ryan Coogler makes one wrong move, Ryan Coogler is shot. Y'all, watch what happens here. Watch, he literally, whoa, and he immediately goes here, play it.
Call today and you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, sir.
Stop. Sir, come this way. Cop standing behind Ryan pulls his gun out. At no point, Ryan is not a threat, shows no weapon. Why is the cop unholstering his weapon?
It's an excessive use of force. That's clearly what this is. And I think, you know, we've seen this policing and justice.
And let me explain something to everybody. See, because people keep thinking that this is just only about race. Right? It's a part of it. These was black cops. This is not training that they do. This is not they training of what they supposed to do. This is systemic bad behavior. Where there's no consequences for doing shit like that. Listen. And I mean this. Those cops should be suspended. Without pay. I don't give a fuck if it's a week. They should not get paid. They should be suspended. Because they handled this situation wrong. This could have went wrong in so many different ways. If this brother wasn't thinking on his feet, or maybe even just totally in shock, that way he just complied, or he maybe was scared and he just complied, right? If he just, that probably was me. What? What's the problem, sir? And mind you, because he never knew who the fuck was behind him. Never knew who was behind him. He didn't know that other cop was behind him. And he could have made the wrong move. What? What are you talking about? What's the problem, sir? Put my hands behind my... For what? What did I do? You know... And you know what? And the crazy thing about it, maybe the brother got lucky because it was brothers. That they was brothers, you know, brothers that was cops. Maybe he did get lucky for that. That they didn't shoot him. Sad.
You know, scenarios with black men across this country happen where it did not end, you know, with life, with someone living and being able to tell their side of the story, being able to tell their perspective. And really, you know, we don't know every single thing because, you know, the full case hasn't been, you know, discovered yet, but it really does appear that the first, you know, discrepancy began with the bank teller.
First of all, what else do you got to hear? She talking about, oh, we didn't hear the whole case. What is the whole case? We got the 911 call. She basically says the brother did nothing wrong but give her a note. He didn't have no weapons. He wasn't threatening. He didn't leave to go anywhere. They told him, like, yo, would Robin, you know, that somebody come out and say, hey, you know what? She be right with you. You know, it's just taking a little minute. And the motherfuckers still stay there if they really trying to do some shit. Anyway, let's move on.
And then with her manager or his, or, you know, her manager, if it was a male or not. But really what we're seeing, for them to send in 2 armed officers and multiple police officers with guns drawn, which is what he stated, it's excessive. And this is what we continue to see with black folks being policed in this country, is an excessive use of force. We're not innocent until proven guilty. We're presumed to be guilty, which is why we see police officers draw guns, particularly
now,
on black men.
Let me explain something. Now, this brother didn't want to come out and talk about this situation. I think he was so humiliated. Excuse me. He may not have thought that maybe he probably didn't think it was that big of a deal, but the way he was talking at the end, I think he did. And you never know, they didn't show the full whole thing. Maybe he calmed down a little bit, and he probably, you know, he just took it as a misunderstanding. Hey, boo.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey.
Hi, I love you, Daddy.
I love you too. You did good in school? Yeah. All right. Shut the door. Now, she had picture day today, people. But like I said, this brother should sue. And I know he probably, he probably worth some millions, but he should still sue. And he should sue for millions. Because this brother could have lost his life. He could have lost his goddamn life. He could have lost his life.
On black men, and then you're forcing a person to react in a situation where they may be scared or have anxiety or anything. And you're right. One wrong move could mean the life or death of that particular individual. And so we should give every single black man, every single black citizen in this country the same grace that we gave Dylan Roof when he went into Charleston and shot up 9 people after a church service or during a Bible study. And so those are the kind of things that I want to see happen to black people and to black men in this country. Be given the same opportunity of presuming innocence before you're pulled, before a gun is pulled out on you and before 5 or 6 police officers.
I know the sister saying that's what she want. I'm just saying that's not what it is. And the only way those type of, what she want to have in hope is black people stay on code. We come together. We don't put our brothers and sisters in those type of positions that what this sister did. Oh shit, excuse me. And then them other brothers that was officers did what they did. It was unnecessary. You know how bad I would have felt if I'm a police officer or I'm that bank teller. I'm that sister. As a black person, call the police on an innocent black person. Because I over exaggerated or however it may have been. Maybe her, we don't know all what her intentions was or why she did what she did. But at the same time, it's still a mistake. You still did some bullshit. And let me tell you how much of a coward this sister is. Because for me, I'm coming out directly. If I made a mistake to this brother or anybody, I don't fuck what color skin they are, and I made this mistake, I'm coming outside of my fucking job. And I'm going to go and apologize to this brother. I'm going to apologize to them. To him and his friends. Because I think one of his friends got put in handcuffs too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Because they was waiting for him outside. I'm coming to apologize to them. I'm not whistling naming. I'm not waiting for my job to apologize. I'm going to sir, my brother, I made a mistake. I apologize. I overdid it. I was on edge today. I'm having one of these weird days that I'm a little, little shook today. Whatever you need to make up to apologize to that brother. At least give him the decency for you to do that, to apologize to him. Give him back some of his dignity, his self-confidence. You put that brother in a weird position like that. Talking about, I felt weirded out. You look what position you put him in. I'm coming straight out directly, apologize to you, hugging you. I'm going to give you a hug. But I told you, listen, I'm not afraid of my people. I'm not afraid of my black people. I ain't afraid of nobody. But I'm just saying, in those situations, I'm not automatically jumping to conclusions on my people. I'm going to give my people the benefit of the doubt. And my people do that. Come on, brother. What you doing? If that was what that was happening, come on, brother. That job cannot mean that much to you for you to do that to another brother or sister, to anybody. Especially on a black man. We are being hunted. We are in danger. And I'm starting to notice that the more weaker that we come off of to these police officers, the more that they are trying to beat out black women. Attack our women, our black children, our black little young women.
Police officers and cars surround you.
Matt.
Simple.
Commercial break, B.
Goya Maria cookies. The secret.
Look, I don't give a damn if the teller is black. Her trifling ass could have got that man killed.
Mm-hmm.
Because she freaked out, and frankly, she saw a black man asking for 12 grand, and she immediately thought he's a robber.
Yep.
And I don't know if the manager's white or black, but that's a dumbass manager as well. Because if I was a manager, I would have said, can you let me see the note? And I probably would have said, hey, fool, it says withdraw out of cash out of my account. Did you put a PIN number in? Yeah. Did he show his license? Yeah. Did his license match the information on the screen? Yeah. What your dumb ass come in my office for? No, they call a cop, and that man could have got shot.
Yeah.
She way overreacted. Everybody involved made huge errors that imperiled his life, and I hope he sues Bank of America and gets a significant settlement, because if you bank at Bank of America, you know they have you put in your debit card and a PIN. He provided a driver's license. All she had to do was ask him to remove his sunglasses and open his mask, and she could see that's the same person.
That's it. That's what I said, people, before the brother said it. That's all she had to do. It's not complicated. That makes exactly good sense. There's no reason she should have been fearing for her life. It's just bullshit. Anyway.
Same person that correlates to the driver's license, that correlates to the information on the screen. And if you notice, what did the 911 dispatcher say? She said, so wait, you didn't verify his information, but she still sent 2 cops. Why doesn't she say, just go get your manager and verify his information? I don't understand why the dispatcher even sent police officers to respond to this.
Because, listen, no. And she told the cops, good job. Excuse me. She told the cops, good job. They didn't do a good job. First of all, that's why I say I'm not really blaming those cops, but they get some blame, but they don't get a lot of blame. They don't get as much blame as that she get and that manager. If you would have just did your job, these cops wouldn't have never been there. And it was crazy because the 911 patcher, if I'm the 911 patcher, but like I said, sometimes their job is just to get the information and send the police if somebody call the police. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't really blame them that much. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, why didn't the dispatcher say, he gave you ID, he gave you all that? Why would you think it's a bank robbery? Or what do you think is going on? He trying to rob? Like, this what you think? Yeah. Well, I don't know how that is. Like, did the ID, did all the information check out? Did you do any of that? These are questions that people should ask. Common sense questions. You ain't gotta have no fucking degree or be qualified for these type of positions that these people hold. This is just shit. Actually was supposed to be the bank teller job. Anyway.
Beyond that, why the police officer didn't just say, hey, man, we got a call. Understand you're wearing sunglasses and a mask. It's a pandemic. Just show us that you're the same person on the driver's license. He shouldn't have to do that after he's already followed Bank of America's policies to, bring up his account. But going to their guns is just absurd. It's absurd. He shouldn't have to be outside explaining himself, particularly when he's as high profile as he is. He did what any person would do, wanting to withdraw.
And I told y'all this too. A lot of these situations happen because people wear masks, right? And That's why I blame Trump for not handling this pandemic like he's supposed to. And people putting out false information about COVID. And the real, and the real information or lying about the information about masks and vaccines. Like when you do shit like that, this is what's happening now. People, listen, I still wear my mask. People, I go in the stores with my mask. I see people don't wear no mask. I don't say shit. I don't even give a fuck. I'm vaccinated. I keep my mask on. I'm not trusting nothing. Sorry. Listen, you don't want, if I can't go in the store without wearing my mask, I won't go in that store. Real talk.
Substantial sum of money.
What I'm trying to understand is, where does it state in police procedures, Michael, that you get called and when you arrive, you have there is no information. There is zero information that says that this man is a threat. So why, when he turns around, is the cop behind him pulling his gun out of his holster?
Right. Yeah, I think that's an overreaction there. So I talked about this story last night on the African History Network show, Roland. And, luckily, a police officer like Derek Chauvin didn't show up, because this really could have gone the wrong direction quickly. So there's a couple things here. Number one, if people look at the article from the New York Times on this, it appears that Ryan Coogler has an alert on his bank account that gives a alert notification that somebody tries to withdraw more than $10,000. And what appears that happened is that when the alert went off, it freaked the teller out. She immediately went to her manager and advised her manager that somebody was trying to rob the bank.
But wait. Here's the problem. The alert is meant to make sure that if somebody is withdrawing more than 10 grand, you check.
I'm coming to that, Roland. I'm coming to that. But the problem is that she freaked out and she didn't verify his ID with his name on it, with the name of the account, and he also gave her his debit card.
Fire her ass. Fire her.
So it's like, I've never managed a bank before. I managed a retail management retail management store, and there's a process that you have to go through to verify certain things, and you got to go through that process before you call the police.
Fire her. I don't care if she black. Fire her. If you too dumb.
Hold on. Let's go back. This brother said some shit that I didn't like.
So why, when he turns around, is the cop behind him pulling his gun out of his holster?
Right. Yeah, I think that's an overreaction there. So I talked about this story last night on the African History Network show, Roland. And, luckily, a police officer like Derek Chauvin didn't show up, because this really could have gone the wrong direction quickly. So there's a couple things here. Number one, if people look at the article from the New York Times on this, it appears that Ryan Coogler has an alert on his bank account that gives a alert notification that somebody tries to withdraw more than $10,000. And what appears that happened is that when the alert went off, it freaked the teller out. She immediately went to her manager and advised her manager that somebody was trying to rob the bank.
But wait. Here's the problem. The alert.
Hold on. If the alert goes off and that freaked her out, okay, we'll go to the manager. You talk to the manager and say, look, the alert went off. I got, a certain amount of money, or whatever, right? Listen, excuse me. It's almost like people, I got an alert too, right? Like, if I spend over 10 grand, I'm 10 grand, over 2 grand in a day, right? The alert goes off. My card will completely just shut off. It won't let me buy nothing else, right? Because they gotta verify that I spent over this type of money, right? My credit cards and debit cards does that, right? And believe it or not, a lot of times I got that because, one, in case somebody stole my shit, but two, or I lost my card or whatever, right? Right? Or two, that, I'm not overspending. Because me, I told you I'm the black male Peggy Bundy out this bitch, boy. I be buying all types of shit, people. Y'all, listen, my wife get mad at me all the time, nigga. I order everything, nigga. I see some shit I like, whatever, right? But, so it's like a good thing for me. Like, it stopped me, like, you can't spend no more, nigga. You done for the day, right? But if I got over 2 grand a day, I know I've been excessive for some shit. Unless it's bills. If it's bills, that's different. But like I said, a lot of times I pay bills. A lot of times I got certain days I pay my bills. Or certain bills just come out of my debit cards or credit cards. So, but I do have an alarm on my shit if I spent way too much money. I'm taking way so much money out. Or I'm spending way too much, right? So, those alerts, right? But that's not me going to a bank. He went to a bank and tried to deposit $12,000. The alert went off. Okay. The man gave you the debit card and the ID. I have nothing to do. Okay, you got scared because of the alert went off. He gave you you asked him for his debit card and his ID. He gave it to you. How the fuck do you get freaked out over that? Because the alert goes off. And then you ask him for his ID and his debit card. And he gives those things to you. And if you needed to see his face, sir, can you take your glasses and your mask off so I can verify that it is you? If he said, no, I'm not doing that, then that's a different story. But she didn't say that. She didn't do that. So, brother, I don't give a damn if an alert comes off, brother. I remember when I spent over 2 grand one time, I spent my max, right? And it was because I was paying bills and I was buying shit online or whatever, right, I was doing. And I went over my max. And the bank, my card shut the fuck down. My bank called me. I was getting texts, emails, and all that shit. My bank was hitting me up and was like, hey, you such, is this you, blah, blah, blah. I had to go through all the process to get my card my card to get back to reactivating and can buy shit. But you telling me I'm at my own bank and my alert goes off because I deposit over my limit or whatever for the alert to go off. That we couldn't verify this, we couldn't figure out what was going on. And most likely he know that he got this alert on his phone of if he take out so much money. Why you ain't talk to him? You got afraid? That doesn't even make it. No, man, let's just move on. Let's move on. This shit almost over, man. This is a stupid story to me.
The alert is meant to make sure that if somebody is withdrawing more than 10 grand, you check.
I'm coming to that, Roland. I'm coming to that. But the problem is that she freaked out and she didn't verify his ID with his name on it, with the name of the account, and he also gave her his debit card.
Fire her ass. Fire her.
So it's like, you know, I've never managed a bank before. I managed a retail management a retail management store.
Listen, people, you don't have to manage anything. I'm telling you, if I'm a customer of something and somebody's working in the bank telling me this is the process that we go through when these alerts happen or whatever the situation may be, I know the process. And so my understanding is that she did not go through the process. She didn't do that. She did the opposite of that. And like I said, I don't know what this woman was going through. I don't know what this woman was really truly thinking. I don't understand why she truly went to this extreme with this, to calling the police. But her ass should be fired. Because she basically put a black man's life in danger. Because she did not do her job. And people were like, Kenny, how you gonna say that to me that's a fireable offense? You put somebody's life in danger. What if this happened again? And it's very possible that it can happen again. Are we that comfortable and confident that she won't make the same mistake again? Was she new? Like, these are the things I need to know. Now, if she was new, I can kind of give her a pass. But it doesn't seem that way. But anyway, let's move on.
And there's a process that you have to go through to verify certain things. And you got to go through that process before you call the police.
Fire her. I don't care if she black. Fire her. If you too dumb, you can't read a note, and then you can't check an ID, and you can't figure it out, you should not be. If you that scared, take your ass and go work somewhere else in the bank, go on in the back office. You should not be dealing with people again. But you see the video, the man could have been shot. This could have gone a different way. And what people also don't realize, the cops did not just cuff Ryan. They also cuffed his two boys who were outside waiting on him. And I'm saying all that happened. They were all in the police car, and that's foul. It's foul.
It's foul. It's foul and it's fucked up. People could have died. People could have died because listen, people, I'm not going to assume that I know what this sister was truly feeling. But I'm just going to tell you, it was no way impossible that she was that goddamn scared. You couldn't have been that scared. You couldn't have been. Listen, she racially profiled this dude. I ain't even gonna say racially. She profiled him. Because usually a lot of times when people rob banks, they got a mask on and they got glasses on. Right? Usually when people go, and they're in Georgia, so it's kind of hot down there, right? So people still wear their glasses in the inside. People wear glasses in the inside. Sunshades. And now that they got masks on and shit like that, I can see her overreacting or being a little afraid, but you didn't even go through the process fully. You half-assed did your process of verifying if this was a robbery or not. You just assumed that. You took that to the extreme. Fired. She should be gone. She didn't do her job. She could have got this brother killed. Just weird shit. I don't understand. We live in a country of a bunch of weirdos, man. We're amongst stupid people, but we live amongst weirdo ass people, man. And I'm sorry. Listen, Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry to say that because we live among stupid people. It's no way impossible that this woman thought that this brother was going to rob that bank. No way impossible. I wouldn't have never even, it wouldn't even have crossed my mind. Anyway, people, leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy Kenny, man. Peace and love to the world. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button. Make sure you guys donate to the channel. Go to the Cash App, go to OBF The Real, and donate to the channel. I'm going to try to get the squad in another hour or two, and we'll probably do a live stream together. So we'll be right back, boy, people. Peace and love to the world.
Hey, it's Shay. I've been deemed the mother of OBF, which means I care for this channel. I care for each and every member of this channel. I've been kicking it with OBF for more than 6 years, which means I'm not new to this shit. I'm true to it. I believe in the intent of this channel. I believe in the mission, which is to inform, to educate, to notify, and to discuss. Here, we talk about everything, the latest and the greatest. You're going to get our opinions. You're going to get the facts raw and uncut, straight up real, 100%. Besides doing that, I think we've created something that haven't been done yet on this YouTube platform. We've created a squad that not anybody could be a member of. You have to be real. You have to be inspirational. You have to be positive. And most of all, you have to be consistent. You probably see on the show, we fight. We fight for our opinions. We fight for what we believe in. We fight, yes, as a family. But behind the scenes, we love even harder. Here at OBF The Squad, we are not kinfolk. We are straight up family. And I'm proud to be a member. Shay out. OBF for life.